So hello everyone, this is OK here. I'm hoping to cover, just do a short stream here to try to cover what is a really great matchup between BughouseKnight and Crazy8. And I've missed the first 3 games, and we're in game 4, and BughouseKnight is already 3-love up. And we see it's a London system with the fianchetto pushing, very logical. Trying to create a weakness on g6, again, very logical. Probably I'm expecting it takes here and then takes here. But maybe it takes here is met with this. And there's also another matchup happening right now, which is Retarded Platypus 123 from Canada against Otocolobus Manu. So I'm saying I'm streaming this, but not sure how long for, because this is a sort of an intermezzo for me in between teaching, and I might need to rush off in about half an hour or 40 minutes or so. So if the match gets tense, I might just have to say this is just a live action stream rather than a proper coverage of the match. So what's happened the last few moves? He didn't want his bishop to be taken, so he moved it, which makes sense. So now he's got an outpost in white side of the board. Hi there, Zaraza. Well, welcome to join me in the house party. If things are working, I hope that things are working. I think I might need to. If my connection is low, I might have to disconnect. So I was thinking bishop at e6, but here bishop at d5 is even better actually. And here, this is uncomfortable. Takes. f7 is still weak. Could you just place a pawn on f7?
I'm here. Hi.
Ah, you're here. Excellent. So how's the match been so far? I saw that Retarded Platypus is winning against Otocolobus Manu on the other side, but we're going to focus on the BughouseKnight. And as I was saying a bit earlier, I might need to rush in like half an hour or so. So hopefully the match is done by then. Duvid says opening disaster for black here. So how are you, Saraza?
Yeah.
How are you? You got cut off. I didn't hear you.
I'm fine.
You're good. Okay.
Right.
So black's coming under attack. Is there already a finish with like knight at d5, bishop at f7? Is it already dead? It is already dead, isn't it? Knight at d5 here. Okay, this is he's trying to take the queen. Oh, my computer's frozen. Yeah, he's trying to take the queen with check, and that's really game over. My connection seems to be very slow, but so I might need to just I might need to disconnect from this because my
15 seconds delay of the stream.
Say it again.
15 seconds delay of the stream.
Yeah, the delay is not the problem. The problem is if literally I'm getting my own board is freezing. that's the real problem. But it says that continues, I might need to disconnect because unfortunately UK internet is not like Australian internet or something. Well, some countries' internet.
Actually, me too.
Yeah, maybe Australia is also not that great. So tempting to take on d4, but maybe that's useless. So maybe this is much better. He's going to have to take with the knight. He doesn't want to open up e6. e6 would be a big weakness in his position. So takes with the knight. So there's always the idea of getting 2 pawns on d4 at some stage, but e6 is the problem in this position. You can imagine moves like bishop h3. So white's doing okay for now. Actually, having said that, the bishop on d2 is a bit passive, but oh, aggressive. So if you take the knight, is it just bishop e6? That doesn't make sense to me at
Take
all.
pawn.
It doesn't make sense. What is this move? This can't be right. There should be a refutation here for white. Something like knight takes f6 and then grab the bishop. Something like this. Just pick up just because you see the knight is going to be
take h2.
Yeah. Yeah, you're watching the stream and not the lichess again.
Why?
Because there's a big delay.
Knight.
No, yeah. So the knight is desperado. I thought knight takes f6 would come. Morlock says bishop takes h2 is good, but surely you can pick up a pawn with knight takes f6, and then rook takes bishop, and you get.
Maybe.
And Morlock says it weakens g3. Yeah, true. And so you see he's pointing everything at g3. Pointing at the rook, pointing at g3. So bishop f4 might come, but then knight takes no, the queen's hanging. So bishop at f4. Do we even sack the queen? Yeah, we're seeing bishop f4.
Queen back.
And Morlock was saying in the earlier position, after knight takes f6, queen takes f6, rook takes h2 at g3 is a problem. Yeah, good point, Morlock.
Queen attack h2 on pawn. Pawn on e5.
So I thought he might do this. It's brave. Especially, it's very brave because look, you have a knight hanging. You have d7 is weak. Like white might have something here. Morlock was predicting actually this bishop at g1. I don't. It's very brave. It seems almost foolish. So I mean, why can't just drop pawns with check on the king, and king would go to e7 maybe? Yeah, he goes to e7, and then
bishop g6.
Bishop g6. Where's bishop g6? So it's white to move. Oh, bishop g6. You mean?
Oh.
Oh, what? That is interesting. So he takes knight, then new knight on c6, then king takes pawn, and then say, but e7 is guarded. Queen takes. Okay, I was thinking queen takes. Okay, that's interesting.
Pawn takes. Pawn is нет. e6 take.
So he reckons he has enough to mate.
Move knight c6.
Well, he reckons he's safe, but is white safe here? He's clearly.
Bishop need take f2, maybe.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Is there anything? But maybe he's safe. Ooh. This is looking hairy. I think white's safe. So black is in trouble here, I think.
Next knight. Different bishop.
Morlock had another idea of knight at c8 when the pawn was here and the king was on e7.
Double queen.
He's just guarding the double check and the queen here. So now Crazy 8's being quite funny. He's just saying, well, I've got two queens. I've got two queens. What are you going to do? You know, you haven't got very many pieces, do you? So he's playing this kind of game of, I've got more pieces than you. So I'm just going to be safe. Yeah, queen e2. You see, keep my king safe. And I've got more pieces than you. So he's got a good point. Okay, but there might be something here.
Big pawn.
Okay, so it's a double check. Oh, my board is now misbehaving.
Why?
So there's a mate threat here, but now white's under attack. And basically I was trying to fix my board, which hopefully is okay. It died. Okay. Stress. Oh! Oh! Black found a mate. That was crazy. I'm sure white was doing fine, and then, yeah, it was difficult though. That went by. It went by too quickly. And my board started glitching.
Oh.
So I didn't see all of that. But that was such a swindle with the knight g3. Okay, I think my connection's just gone again. Yeah, so I've just suddenly jumped up to move 9. I might need to just disconnect the audio because my internet's not coping with audio and Lichess and streaming at the same time. So I'm gonna have to say bye, Zarazar. Okay, see you, Zarazar. I'm gonna have to hang up because my internet's really glitching right now. I'll try and continue the stream, but for another 20 minutes or so. But I can't keep everything online. Okay, I'm gonna have to quit Discord. Okay, bye.
I understand.
Bye. So hopefully it doesn't keep glitching because this. So we have this opening again. Looks good for white. And wow, BughouseKnight is now 5-0 and only one game away. 5 match points, as Marlon said. And Duvid says, Crazy 8 had good winning chances, all his whites. And I guess he's picking up for Crazy 8 as his compatriot. So I'm sorry, my internet's not very stable. So why does he do this move here? I guess he's worried about potential sacks on f2. But this pawn is potentially weak. Imagine kicking this knight and just taking this pawn on d4. Do we have time for it? Well, why not? Probably he'd have to do this, and then knight would... Yeah, I'm not sure. That would be uncomfortable, because this bishop is weak as well. So black's position doesn't look very stable. There are 3 attackers on e5. There's an attacker on d4, and this knight is not stable. So nothing very stable about this position. Even had a choice of taking with this, but lots of choices. But there are some ideas for white of taking here and taking here. Not sure if they're worth anything. But yeah, why not? If your king is safe, why not? Decides to go for safety first. So they usually say h takes is the correct chess move because you want to take towards the center. But f takes is sometimes better in Crazyhouse because not always because it does weaken e6. But the advantage is you do open up the rook file. To f3 becomes a lot stronger, drops on f3. So I don't understand this move because knight was wanting to take here anyway, I believe. Well, I guess the point is this drop on f3 anyway is coming. Why is he trying to provoke knight takes d6? Knight takes d6 looks interesting anyway because takes. He really doesn't... I don't understand that at all. He's not interested in d6. Yeah, this is looking not so good for this knight at f3 coming next, and you can't even defend the bishop. So he defends that, and a whole piece just dropped. Oh, but you lose a beautiful pawn. That's a dilemma. Maybe you don't go for the piece. Maybe you just go at f3 here. Yeah, Crazy 8's definitely better this game. He's got so many choices. I think at f3 just goes straight in. He does. He's got the good Crazyhouse intuition that says attacking the king is worth more than a piece. So knight d4 hitting the queen runs back. So desperately trying to solidify, but what do you do here? You see, you can't really take this because bishop here, check, or well, the king would be very open if it took. Let's say that. But here, knight here looks tempting, or knight at here. Yeah, this is going for material. I guess white doesn't have any material, so this looks tempting with takes rook, and then takes something else. Okay, he's just losing a whole queen. This is juicy for black. With look at all the pieces: pawn, two knights, two bishops, a queen. There are so many tempting moves. So knight here, for example, trying to take here. This is also looks tempting. Try and just get in on the dark squares. As Duvid points out, black is up two queens here. So you could imagine bishop takes here and just simply queen takes. Or pawn here. So many moves. Pawn here, threatening queen h2 mate. Looks tempting. Okay, so BughouseKnight just trying to create something. Oh, yeah, incredibly this square is defended, so there's no queen at e2 check. So what else is there? So only one knight, actually, there's not much danger he has to worry about. So just threaten mate in one is pretty good. Queen takes is stronger. King takes is a slight error, because you open up back rank ideas. Yeah, this is a slight error. You're probably still fine. But with 5 seconds on the clock, he's got to figure it out. and it's not so easy. Ouch. With 1 second, got to be solid. It's probably still okay, but not. Yeah, it's just not easy. Yeah, maybe he's not okay. He's got to. That queen. Yeah, okay. Now he's finished, and he resigns. That hurts. That hurts. That really hurts. Because you're up 2 queens. You think, you know, how can you lose a game when you're up 2 queens? And I think the trouble begins in this position here. Not taking back. You're still completely winning, obviously. Oh, I'm completely wrong. How wrong could I be? I was thinking queen takes f8. You come on. You're defending your king with your queen. I'm just talking complete nonsense because the squares around this king are too weak. Bishop h6. The point is, if you take here, rook h7, king here, and knight takes bishop is mate. So you have to take here, and then there's a discovery check. So we just block, but then there's at g5. Bishop at g5? Just at g5, apparently. Here, and at here is checkmate. A bishop at f6 is checkmate. So you have to run forwards, but okay, this is just also unexpected. Bishop here, check. King takes here, and rook here. So he did the right thing. King takes was correct. And he is completely winning here. And maybe dropping the queen makes it more objectively harder. Yeah, this is obviously critical. Just losing a queen cold, tricky move. He had to do this, and he's still okay with the minor pieces. With knight at e3, g2 weak. But so maybe avoiding putting the queen on. What's the solid way of finishing this off? So he never has an outright mate, but you see at this point, white is desperate, putting the pawn on h2. What's the best way of finishing this off? I'm not sure. It's just nothing concrete. I mean, the engine actually quite likes these moves, like queen at d2. I just feel there must be something more concrete. Is this too slow? I guess it's too slow. You're losing this. So was there anything earlier he missed? Apparently not. Nothing obvious. You're just up 2 queens, but you have to stay safe. What would be another idea? Maybe is this anything? Just to try and get queen here. That's a tempting idea. Bishop h6, king e7. Just say bishop g5, f6. There's still all of this nasty stuff though. It's not very nice. And so white does get to. Yeah, white does get a lot of counterplay here, even though supposedly black is winning. So there was something cleaner, but I'm not quite sure what. It's just. So I don't know. BughouseKnight, what a player! Even though he's down 2 queens, he finds a way to win. He's completely winning here. Let's look at the other match while it's still going. So retarded platypus. I do need to go, yeah, really soon. But let's see how retarded platypus is getting on against Otokolabus Manu. Why am I not following? Oh, they're not online. So let's see what happened in that match. Retarded platypus 1, 2, 3. It was a 6-0 as well from retarded platypus against Otokolabus Manu. So I'll just show the last game of that, and then we'll actually go back and see see the first couple of games from BughouseKnight. So, how did Retarded Platypus do it? Oof, that's. So you see, I don't know. I mean, so already maybe this is quite nice. So bishop d2 is standard here. So maybe that was already an opening error with this. I didn't realize it was such a big opening error, but that was a tough one. So going back to BughouseKnight's games, I was going to just share the first 3 games which we missed. So this was that was game 3 already. So this was game 1, I think. Let me just check. Yes. So this is game 1. BughouseKnight is black. What happens? It's c6. So Crazy8 knows how to attack. BughouseKnight stays safe, I think. It looks a little bit hairy. Oh, this is really unpleasant. This looks really unpleasant for black. How does he survive this? So doesn't quite find. So apparently just castling is a good idea. But okay, he does this. And so black just gets this huge attack out of nowhere. So this maybe, what is the best move against at d2? Don't take it, go king f1 maybe? Yeah, but then you get queen at c1. Okay, so it's really unpleasant. But this was really nasty because he gets a queen. Oof, he picks up a queen with the yeah, that was brutal. Okay, that was game 1. Game 2, we have a London system, which we were seeing lots of games like this. And to be honest, this doesn't look very stable for white. I mean, this is loose, this is loose. Oh, but this is nice, yeah. Obviously, if you can get this knight attacking the queen and picking up d6 for free, that's a good one. So that's already a big opening advantage from white, and just stays solid. And yeah, this should be a nice opening win. Is there any missed opportunities here? Nothing. He doesn't have any mates just yet. He's trying to tempt knight takes queen, because then at g7 will probably work. At g7, king takes g7, just throw away the knight for free, and then bishop here will mate, and queen there, checkmate. Okay, and black realizes this and defends g7, so it doesn't want to give up. Doesn't want the free queen. Queen takes knight here, takes anything direct. Again, so no obvious mate, but no coming back either. And black resigned. So that was game 2. And game 3, I think, was this one. Yep. So BughouseKnight was black again. And this looks such a good move. How can that be a blunder? Stockfish is so brutal. This looks all decent from black. This is interesting. Bishop comes back. Rook comes here, so he doesn't castle. So kind of interesting position here. And apparently white is totally winning in this position. So without looking at engine, why is white totally winning in this position? And then that will close the stream. Why is white totally winning in this position? What's the move? So this turns out to be a critical mistake. So what does he have instead? He has no pieces in hand. His queen he's just been hanging his queen for the last couple of moves. The idea being, if bishop takes queen, I don't even know. I mean, if bishop takes queen, what's the idea? Bishop takes queen, he wants takes here, queen takes, and just simply takes back. And say the black king is stuck in the center of the board. Okay, I don't understand this position. So what is the move? The move, apparently, is d takes c7. So it's okay, so that's the concept. The concept is my king is safe, your king is in the center of the board. I want to trade as many pieces as possible. So actually anything is winning as long as we trade. So knight takes c7 is good, d takes c7 is good. That's the concept. And why is this bad? Yeah, why is it bad? And he wants to do this, and that's suggesting huge trades. How is that going to be any good for us? With the king on d7. How is that any good? With the king in the center of the board. If anyone can explain this, then... Oh, BHK match is still ongoing. Okay, I'm sorry. I think I need to rush though. So, let's just see the line after pawn takes pawn. So pawn takes pawn. Why can't we just take back? Bishop takes bishop. Why can't we just take back in a very materialistic way? Oh yeah, of course, knight takes knight. Yeah, okay. So we don't take. Yeah. So what do we do? Yeah, I guess we have to take here, but then takes here. Okay. So yeah. Okay. I don't know what to do now. So I just defend like this, and the idea is queen takes, rook takes, and this knight's now hanging. Okay. So c7 is a big weakness. It looks like it's defended, but it's actually a big weakness. Okay. Let's actually. Okay. Let's see the live action again. I didn't realize the match was still ongoing. That is cool that they're playing it. They're playing it out. So game 7, which we missed, was this push push. So just trying to stay solid. Just black up lots of material and gets it. Okay, so I'm just going to close all the old tabs and try and keep to the current game, which was again. So that there's a clear opening pattern with all these games, but the same problem. He's opening up the knight g7 idea, so I'm not sure. So we're just going to have to just we missed. We saw what was coming, which was takes, 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 and knight g7. So this is already just very bad for black, and he gives up the queen even to try and get safe. And here, what's the idea of knight at h6? Because we don't have a smothered mate, because knight takes. So why can't the king just slide across? But he doesn't slide across. He does this, tries to defend, and that doesn't work. Oh, and this hangs mate. Okay, so that's bad. And so we got another of these. I'm not going to play the opening because we've seen this before. So very set patterns. 8-0 to BughouseKnight, who's yeah, so what do I think? So it's interesting. He says, yeah, that Crazy 8 did have better positions in a lot of the games. So it's not necessarily bad openings. And yeah, Visual Dennis says, well, yeah, one game he was up 2 queens, but BughouseKnight still came back and won. So it's, BughouseKnight clearly is a very talented player, and just he makes it hard for you to mate him, basically. But okay, White's doing well here. White's doing very well. If you're provoking f6, that's a real sign that Black's I mean, just look at those light squares. Ugh. Yeah. So I'm putting my money on Crazy 8 for this one. White doesn't really want knights particularly. Not really interested in knights. He could do something like put a knight here, see if he can get a pawn. Maybe that's not quite active enough. Is there something more devastating? This is hitting this bishop somehow, maybe. Morlock says f6 not such a big deal in this position. Well, maybe, but if white gets some pawns, then it seems a bit rough. I mean, knight here is tempting to try and attack this pawn, and how do you defend this pawn? Or is there a counterattack? I guess it's just a counter, just takes here. Yeah, Morlock says you don't really have the opportunity to exploit. Yeah, not yet, but if you can, then okay. So knight e6. That's an interesting one. Takes the rook. Takes a pawn. Oh, and that's going to be scary because that pawn could be landing on f5 soon. Okay, that's a good move. Both attacking g2 and defending f5. Takes. Ooh, it's the sort of position where you might even be tempted to give away the queen. But he didn't want to go to f1 because of knight takes h2. He went to e2 very quickly. But already this is scary because pawn here check, takes, king takes knight. You could also just take, this square is very well defended actually, so. So he's trying to push away the defender. I'd say push away the attacker, maybe, but the attacker's got places to go. Ooh. So we have like a two-layer defense going on here. So we have this layer, and now this layer. So it's like black's managed to develop a two-layer system here. But yeah, the white king is just too weak, but black doesn't have anything in hand. Yeah, not quite enough to attack. You needed to get the king safe, I'd have thought. So taking the knight makes sense because he wants to get in on this square. BughouseKnight is just saying, he's trying to claim he's still safe. I don't believe it for 1 second, but well, yeah, if you're losing the queen, then that's just proving you're not safe. So I'm putting my money on Crazy 8 for this one. Oh, he just wants to draw. Avoid the adoption. Okay. Why not take the queen? Or he's just toying. Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness! That is beautiful. There has to be a mate here, right? Oh my goodness! Oh, that was incredible! That was incredible. Ah, that was awesome. Yeah, that feels so good. Yeah, it wasn't the adoption. BughouseKnight gets the progress to the next round in the winners bracket, I think it is. But Crazy 8 getting a win against him, very nice. Not switching up the openings much. Like clearly something was going wrong in the opening here, and he hasn't really fixed it. Because this is just being repeated, and this is very pleasant for white. I'd love to play this as white. Bishop here was tempting as well, and just take. But I'm guessing this is even better. He knows what he's doing. Exactly. Getting spanked in this line with almost no counterplay, and and BughouseKnight obviously knew what he was doing. Sleipnir says that was a beautifully simple mate. I guess it's the two rooks mate, right? But an insanely complex setup. Yeah, absolutely. And turning down the queen and turning down the draw as well. He didn't want to draw, which is fair enough. He was completely winning. So I'm sure knight takes queen was also very good. But his king all the while, that game was really in a really precarious position. So, Crazy 8 in the tank. What does he want to do with his queen? Does he want to sack it? But then how to break in to white's position without a queen? I mean, so this is just really pleasant position. Exactly. So this, even I was thinking just push and go h6. Really slow, but I think it works. Okay, but this is strong also. So we're forking the queen and the rook. We could probably take twice here. Takes twice, and literally black only has one piece on the board, a queen. And that can be harassed. And even you don't even have to take twice. I mean, there's also just at e7 as well. At h6, also tempting. Let's see, how does BughouseKnight finish this? He thinks, I want a knight. He doesn't mind knight takes bishop. Just take the queen. So he really wants a knight. I think he's just going to take here. Take, and then take maybe. Seems a bit brutal, but is it sacking too much? Okay, I'm going to have to go really soon, unfortunately. But hopefully I'll be able to stay for the end of this game. Queen takes f8, yeah, that can't be right though, basically. So, I mean, it probably is right, but white gets to play first. That's the problem. And your back rank is weak. Oh, this is just finished. Okay, so where's the finish? Maybe just something simple like this. Try and take that knight. Again, I'm not quite seeing the finish. You take the knight, wonderful. You have knight here, wonderful. But where's the finish? Because the king still has this square. It's really weird. I don't actually see. Maybe you have this move, which carries some threats like bishop takes and pawn here. Okay, that makes some sense. So queen takes knight. Oh, queen takes knight is tempting now, because now we get a bishop at least for our efforts. Yes, we see it. You have to take this. Now knight here picks up the bishop. Okay, that makes sense. Still don't see mate. White is rock solid, as Oppa says. Yep, exactly. You got ideas of bishop takes e6, takes g5 coming, you said. I guess there's a stream delay, so that's happened already. Yeah, nice. So just cut off the defense while also. So it's a double dual purpose move. It could be this. Oh, maybe just this. But also, yeah, this. So this defended by. This is brutal. So here's a nice move. No, it doesn't quite work. The knight's still covering. Okay, so we're threatening rook at h8 checkmate. And the king's still safe, as Oppa says. Yep, absolutely. Queen here. Is he going for rook here? Does it work? No, he's just going for material. Okay. But rook here to follow maybe, or no, maybe pawn. Yeah, queen is going to h8. Okay, so dominating display from BughouseKnight. Very instructive games. He wins 9-1, but I have to say, Crazy8 found a very beautiful mate in game 9. So we celebrate the underdog. So here, the mate in 3 in this position. It went at h6. Oh, at h6 was even stronger apparently. At h6, king takes h6, knight f5, king takes h5, and rook h6 mate. But in the end, what happened in the game was actually quite pretty, which was this. Knight. So what was wrong with? It was at h6 in the game. Takes, knight f5, takes. Oh, he just did this move first. Just make, yeah. So I was thinking rook h6, rook h6. Okay, so he just did this move first and then rook h6. So that was unnecessary because the rook was defending that knight anyway. So, but it was very pretty. And it was a quite pretty dance of the knights. Anyway, I really need to. I shouldn't. But even from back here, so it's mate in 11 from here with knight here, king here. It's mate in 11 or mate in 12 here with this wonderful move. Takes, takes. King g8 is forced. Takes. Then you dance all the way back. And then h6. This is just so beautiful. It's such a beautiful concept. And this is just for fun. Just so you highlight the fact this is protected. Okay, thanks everyone for watching. And Baku's joking that I sound like Tim Harford. Well, anyway. Okay. Nice seeing you all for a quick stream, which then turned into a too long stream, and I'm going to get into trouble. But okay. See you all, and goodbye. Until next time.